Women are nasty now. Something I've noticed, I want to just say this right at the top of 2024, we have become the perverts. In fact, what's even...
I love Candace Owens. She's so spot on with that. And yeah, the thing is, let's take that to a whole nother level, right? Women in general get a pass. It's gone. Being a pervert. It's gone. We don't got no more pussy power. We used to, but they done gave it all away so we can be hoes like a man. How's that working for you, ladies? How's that working?
In fact, what's even more ironic is that as we point the finger and pretend that men are the perverts, Me Too error, time's up, oh my gosh, I'm so scared. It is so clearly evident everywhere that you look in society that it's actually us. We have become the sexual aggressors. Right. Now, before I get into that, I want to point to this article. It is old. It was published in 2016. The author's name is Amy Otto. And she wrote, men did greater things when it was harder to see boobs. Okay. Totally agree with that statement. Don't even have to think hard about it. She writes, giving sex for free destroyed men's motivation. Men used to marry younger and in larger numbers to lock down their very own real life woman. Wow. But now, in a bizarre gambit to gain equality, women gave away a ton of the power that they had accumulated in society. They held the majority of the cards in sexual relationships, and facing a royal flush, decided to fold. Women used to set the cultural standards and the parameters for intimate activity. Now, often the guys wield more power over sex, and the girls are working way too hard, way too soon, with no reciprocity. More widely available hookups have made men less likely to commit. Let's explore that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Women gave away their pussy power. It's gone.
Because as I said, it is true. This is the long result of the women's movement, the feminist movement, the second wave that took place in the 1970s, where suddenly you had a bunch of cultural leaders like Gloria Steinem, writers like Helene Crixus, who were suddenly telling women that domesticity was wrong, that they needed to pursue their sexual freedom. And now the results of it are abundant. Every time I open the internet, I am actually shocked. I'm going to take you through a few things that I saw while I was on maternity leave. And I just went, what is happening? What is this woman doing? This is not a woman that is free. She is a pervert. If a man did this, he'd probably be put into prison. But because she's a woman, people are pretending that this is okay. Take this one example. This is a social media influencer. Her name is Natalie Reynolds. And she decided one day, she woke up and said, I am just going to paint my body like leggings and wear them to the gym. I'm serious. She was butt naked and decided to paint blue onto herself and go to the gym to see how men would react. And it turns out that men did not think it was cute or it was funny. Take a listen.
If you don't have clothes on, you need to be out of here, man.
I do have clothes on.
That's body paint.
Go closer.
How's the body paint?
That is body paint. I work in the industry enough to know. I work in the entertainment field.
He's saying you need to leave. He's not.
No, no, report you, please.
Report me.
Cool. I mean, she's covered. So.
Yeah, she's covered.
She's covered. So we're not supposed to video.
Now, why would Natalie do that? Why would any individual, I actually want you to flip your brain, if a man said, I'm going to go to a gym where there's a bunch of women and I'm just going to paint my nether regions blue. And then I'm going to get closer to a person and get close and say, oh, no. Oh, what's the problem here? You would call the police. Because she's a woman, somehow she thought this would be funny. I don't know. She offered this apology on Twitter, really kind of a non-apology on Twitter. She wrote, I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and I don't expect to be forgiven. I am simply here to apologize. Now, to be clear, Twitter states that this is a rip off of an old Logan Paul apology. So she is not actually apologizing. She still thinks that there's something here to be garnered, some sort of attention for her perverse activity. What should have happened is that she should have been arrested for indecent exposure. But again, that didn't happen because men are supposed to just take it. I just want to say kudos to that guy for telling her to leave the gym. More and more of this is happening. Women are virtually showing up into male spaces half naked and then complaining that they're the victims. Why are you looking at me? I know I'm halfway naked. I'm just here to get a workout. My boobs are out and now I'm just painting my body blue and I'm getting close to you. What an absolute creep this woman is. She shouldn't even be around children, yet alone men.
Right.
And then I saw this picture. And I've covered this woman extensively on my show. She's one of the great purveyors of modern feminism. Yes, Emily Ratajkowski. I don't know what she has done in society other than be naked, what her contribution has been, other than at the very same time on insisting on her nudity, writing a book and convincing us that men are looking at her, making her a sexual object. Yeah, she actually wrote a book and said that she has been objectified her entire life sexually. Poor Emily Ratajkowski. So anyways, I don't know where she was going the other evening, but I do want to show you this photo of her, a night on the town in New York City. It looks like her assistant is descending out of a black.
So me personally, I wouldn't wear it, but I think it's cute. I mean, it ain't right, whatever. You know, sometimes I be double minded with some stuff, which that ain't right either, but it's the truth. I think I wouldn't wear it because if I'm not wanting to be objectified everywhere I go, I'm not going to wear something that's completely objectifying myself. And what women do is they put on outfits showing their coochie and their booty cheeks and the nipples and everything else, and then we call men perverts for looking. This is what we do. We criminalize men for looking at what women are showing freely. You showing it for free. Only difference between you, a stripper, is you showing it for free. Strippers get paid to show their nipples and butt cheeks. You ain't even getting paid for it. So you just a free, you ain't even a free stripper. You just giving it for free. I don't even know what to call it. But you doing what strippers get paid for and what prostitutes and stuff get paid for. You in a porn magazine, that's what they doing. They showing their goods, but they're getting paid for it. And we call men the perverts. And she's very clearly out wearing this where people can see in public. But the men are the perverts. I completely agree with Candace. You have to be a pervert to, wear this stuff and be out for everybody to see everything you got. You want to be seen.
Black car with her, and this is what Emily Ratajkowski decided to wear. Now, if you're listening to this podcast and you don't see it, it is literally a black bra and underwear, and a sheer top on top of it, completely sheer. She's completely naked. She's also wearing even a transparent heel. So I will ask the question in case you think I'm being unfair. Where is she going? Where is she going that you would say that this is an appropriate outfit to wear? I want you to actually get creative here. I played this game. I said to my producers, in what setting would you say, no, actually, this outfit is appropriate? I'm walking down the street wearing a bra and underwear, and this is totally fine because I'm headed to my sister's birthday dinner. Nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. This is perverted.
Yeah.
And somehow in our heads and our minds, we've said, no, this is totally fine because she's a celebrity. And I guess celebrities are allowed to be perverted, are allowed to act in this manner, are allowed to sexually harass people. Do you know how furious I would be if I was walking with my 2-year-old son and she got out of the car dressed like that? She's a perv. Let's just call that out, okay? Women are doing this over and over again while convincing you that they are the victims.
Yeah.
And there was no woman who sold us victimhood over the last 10 years more than the artist Kesha. Remember, she wanted to get out of her Sony contract. And so she said that she was sexually assaulted and raped by Dr. Luke, one of the producers over at Sony. Now that entire lawsuit fell apart, not before she was given awards and the red carpet was rolled out. Poor Kesha. She's speaking for all of us women that have ever been held down in a contract and raped and sexually assaulted and harassed, and she still can't get let out of her contract. Poor Kesha. She's a victim. Remember that whole thing? She's so strong for talking about the ways in which women are meant to endure sexual harassment in the industry. Well, here's Kesha promoting her new album. Yeah, I don't know what this is, but it's her butt. This is what it is. She has a new album coming out, and she decided the best way to promote that album was with her bare ass cheeks, everybody. Yay, Kesha. She's the victim, though. I want to be clear. She was wearing her bare ass cheeks on the internet, not because she wants attention. It's actually the opposite. So if you're looking, there's something wrong with you. And she even put a sign above her bare ass cheeks. It reads, I drive a Rolls Royce because it's good for my voice. Okay. Doesn't that make you want to buy her album? Don't you understand that women have been held down? This is the reason that we have to be naked everywhere. And I want you to picture if a guy did this, a man just had a sign over his butt and was bent over looking backwards and said, buy my album. I mean, maybe you might be able to imagine it. It seems to be a lot of the things that we're seeing in the LGBTQ movement. By the way, here's another post from Kesha, the victim of sexual assault, if you believed one of her stories, which has changed over the years. This just says tits out. And guess what? Her tits are out. But again, I need to impress upon you that these women have all shared their stories. They are the victims in society. That is why they continue to act like pervs.
Yeah.
So 2024, I want to welcome men and women to start calling these sorts of women what they are. They're perverts. It's disgusting. I've had enough of it. I don't get it. It's become a mental disorder. I go online and I say, what is wrong? What kind of a race to the bottom is this? And then I ask the question to men, is this even interesting to you anymore?
Yeah.
Because I have to imagine it's not. I have to imagine that most men are just bored of seeing this. We get it, okay? There's no mystery here. There's nothing that you want to lock up and marry. That's why none of these women that I just showed you are married, right? Because you've already given everything to everyone on the internet.
Yeah.
I feel like I have slept with all of these women. I can't imagine how everybody else feels. Just like the guy in the gym. Hey, get out of here, okay? We get it. You're obsessed with yourself and obsessed with your body. And the fact that some of these women are mothers, like Emily Ratajkowski, I mean, shame on you. Shame on women. Shame on women in this day and age.
I love Candace Owens. She's so spot on with that. And yeah, the thing is, let's take that to a whole nother level, right? Women in general get a pass for being a pervert. In general, you hear people get molested by female babysitters, by female family members. You hear stories about young boys having babies with grown women, these little teenage boys, these grown women being impregnated by teenage boys. You see, have mercy. You see grown women going to high school basketball events or what have you, twerking for the teenage boys. And it's, this female sexual revolution is not doing anything but making it harder for men to really have respect for women is what it's doing, really. Because you're showing men that you don't value yourself. You're showing it to everybody. You're a free hoe. And we are calling men the perverts when there's women freely out here showing all their goods. The man is the pervert. And I think it's so sad. It's so sad because men are being criminalized for looking at, and there's a false narrative, right? Oh, he's a pervert because he's looking or whatever. She got it out. Why isn't she the problem? She got her ass cheeks and coochie lips out. Why isn't she the problem? Why is the man the problem? And let's go so far. And then she talks about the Me Too. That's a very touchy topic for me because I'm one of these women who I recognize if you voluntarily, which I tell my girls, this is what I tell my daughters. If you voluntarily go into a man's house by yourself, okay, you by yourself, it's just you and him, and things happen you don't want to happen, you've volunteered yourself. Because once you go to his house and he shut that door behind you, lock it, you at his mercy. You are at his mercy. So if you're not one of these women who is going to a man's house, particularly to have sex, you should not be going to a man's house by yourself. Go in groups, go with your friends. Don't have him over your house by himself because you are putting yourself in a very vulnerable situation. You vulnerable. He could do whatever he wants to you. He's a man. He can overpower you. All he got to do is knock your ass out and take whatever you got. It's just as simple as that. But women don't take this. We don't take this seriously. Even me as a teenager, I have to talk about myself as a teenager. I put myself in very questionable circumstances and situations with adult men when I was 13. But I was fully aware if I'm at this man's house, something very well may happen. And a lot of times it did. And I didn't fight it because in my mind, I'm like, I'm already here. I already put myself in this situation. What I'm going to do, fight this grown man? No. So I might as well just give it up willingly and learn what not to do next time. Did I always learn? Hell no. No, because you get into a mindset like now, because now once you did it, now you brave. Now you think you bold, right? Now you bold, right? So now you going in the same circumstance with a different person, thinking you got control over the situation, and you don't. You don't. He always got the control. So the only way to keep the control is keeping yourself out of vulnerable situations. Keeping yourself out of hotel rooms, out of men's apartments by yourself to avoid this Me Too. Because what happens? This is what women are doing. They're starting having sex with him. He's penetrating her, and then she's into it at first, and then all of a sudden she get a conscience. Oh, maybe I shouldn't be having sex with this person. Maybe I shouldn't be in this circumstance. Maybe you're right, but it's too late. Now you think he gonna stop because you say stop, and now you saying stop. He don't stop, and now you being raped. So you just volunteered yourself to be raped. You just volunteered yourself to be raped. Where's the problem here, people? Where's the problem? Okay? The problem is women need to be told, don't be going to these niggas' houses and don't be letting him in your house. Because once he locks that door behind you, you at his mercy. And don't be thinking just because you're a woman and you say, oh, I don't want it anymore, that he's going to stop. And yes, it very much is your right. It is your right. It is your absolute right to decide you don't want to continue with what's happening. You don't want to continue with this sexual interaction. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is your right to stop at any time. But you can't do nothing about what nobody else doing. You can't do nothing about what he doing. He already penetrated. Now you think he gonna stop? And what you gonna tell? What you gonna tell the police? We started having sex. I let him at first, and then I decided I didn't want to. Now you just look crazy. Now you just looking crazy. And you got that brother a criminal after you voluntarily gave it over to him. Okay, now he the criminal. Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus, people need to get a reality check. Reality check. Because guess what, honey? When you in them circumstances, you is not a victim. You a volunteer. That's what my mother-in-law say. You not a victim. You a volunteer. You done volunteered yourself for rape. And really in reality, like she said, it's the reality is the women be the pervert. And brothers, these women may have agendas to put you very much in that circumstance. So you look like the criminal. So watch yourself. Some of these women have agendas to smear your name. So you better be watching where you sticking your junk. Because every coochie ain't good coochie. Some of this coochie out here, like you see Jonathan Majors. You see it, and there's a whole lot of other ones. Some of this coochie is out here to destroy your name, to completely defame you. So you got to be watching too, brothers. Ooh, it's I went up on a tangent with that, but that was good. So thank you, Candace, for that. I love Candace Owens. God bless her and her family. And continuing to pray for all of the brothers and sisters, the Holy Ghost flock. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on today's powerful episode. Blessings.